What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Hangout spot where you already know it's real talk, boxing talk, live from our man cave. It's your boy Johnny, and I am your host for another edition, a special Sunday edition here at the Hangout spot live. Yeah, man, I had to come out and vent a little bit, man. First and foremost, I just want to give a shout out to everybody that joined my live fight chat yesterday. That was the first time I actually tried it. It was pretty cool, man. It was actually pretty cool calling the fights, reading the chats. Um, and the best part about it was, I had the chat to keep me awake, man. I had the chat to keep me awake, man, because what we saw yesterday, man, I'm still trying to decipher what we saw. In fact, I'm still trying to decipher what we've seen this entire weekend, man. I mean, what the fuck just happened? What has been going on this weekend, man? I mean, so much promise, so much hope. I mean, so much excitement going into this weekend, man. And we've seen nothing less than I don't even know what the fuck to call it, bro. To quote my man Two Tone, bro, this weekend so far has been a six-pack of ass, bro.
Epic fail.
I mean, it's been terrible, bro.
This is nasty.
I just can't believe it, man. I honestly can't believe it. But here we are, man, hoping that Naoya Inoue, the Japanese monster, we're hoping that he's going to save us tonight, man. We got one more fight card going down tonight. ESPN Las Vegas. Naoya the Monster Inoue is making his return back to the United States for the first time in about 4 years. And we are hoping that the Japanese guy saves us here in the United States, man, because what we've seen this weekend has been a total debacle.
This is nasty.
It started out with a lot of hope on Friday. Fatal Fury card. First time ever in Times Square. Love the concept of it. Absolutely love the concept of it. And shout out to Turkey Al Sheikh for doing things that are innovative, pushing the envelope, thinking outside the box, adding excitement, bringing more eyes to the sport of boxing. Anytime anyone tries something different that hasn't been done, that puts more eyes in the sport of boxing, that's always a good thing. But like I said yesterday, man, when you do things like this, some of them are going to be good and some of them are not going to be so good. And as a paying customer, as a consumer, I have the right to say what I think ain't right. I paid for it. It's just like if I go to a restaurant and I pay for a meal and it just wasn't good. I got the right to tell the chef or the restaurant manager that the service, that the meal just wasn't good. It wasn't up to my expectation as a paying customer. You go to a movie. You're looking forward to a movie. You watch that movie, you walk out and you're like, damn, that shit was trash. I thought it was going to be better. We got the right to voice our opinions as paying customers. And Friday just wasn't good, man. Just wasn't good. When it was first talked about, Times Square, the middle of the street, opening it up to the public, I thought we were going to see something along the lines of New Year's Eve in Times Square. People surrounding the event, screaming, yelling. I mean, these fights that happened on Friday, man, we didn't hear anything other than a few people talking in the crowd, man. They closed it off to the public. They just had seating for invites only, celebrities, other fighters, media members. And if you're like me, I just love the buzz of big fights, whether they're inside our arena or outside. We've had fights outside in LA. And it's crazy. The buzz is crazy in those fights, But at the end of the day, we just didn't see that. There was a lot of things with the production that I didn't really like. I did like Jim Lampley. But, in totality, I was hoping that the fights would be as good in the ring as they were in the paper, and those fights didn't deliver. Let's be perfectly honest, they did not deliver. And today we are here to voice our opinion and vent because silly me, I came out Friday night, post-fight live show. Shout out to all of y'all that joined me on Friday night after that debacle. We did a little bit of venting. We opened up the phone lines. So we're going to open up the phone lines today. We're going to open up the phone lines today. The link is pinned to the chat. We are taking calls today because silly me, I was thinking that perhaps yesterday's card in Saudi Arabia, the Saturday card, headlined by Canelo Alvarez against William Scull. He had Jaime Munguia on the undercard, Badu Jack, the heavyweight fight between Martin Bakole and Effie Ajagba. I was hoping that this card would totally salvage Friday's card. And yesterday's main event, I don't even know what to tell you, man. That shit was ass, in my opinion, bro.
This is nasty.
It was ass, man. I'm just upset, man. I'm just upset that I paid for both of those fights in a bundle. Got a good deal. It was a bundle package. Shout out to DAZN for doing that. But man, I would have been less upset had I had just fire stick that shit. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. And I'm one of them dudes, especially what I'm doing right now. This is my boxing business. I'm here to support the fighters, man. But what we saw so far Friday and Saturday, man, has not been up to par. And I'm not the only one that feels that way. There's a lot of fans that are chirping, and that's why I want to open up the phone lines. I want to hear what you guys think, man. If you guys want to vent. This is what we do, bro. This is what we do here at the Hangout spot, bro. If we need to provide each other with some therapy, let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. But for those of us that spend $90 to see what we saw Friday and Saturday, bro.
Epic fail.
Bruh. Just wasn't good, man. You got celebrities, you got ex-boxers. I mean, you got everybody all over social media just complaining about the shit that we've seen, man. Yesterday was no exception, man. We had some solid fights yesterday, though. I ain't gonna front. Solid fights. A little bit better than what we saw on Friday. But at the end of the day, no knockouts. And again, I'm not gonna harp on that because I'm not a guy that sits by a television waiting for a knockout. I love the sweet science of boxing. I love to see the Shakur Stevensons in the world go in there and operate like they do, especially defensively. I love the sweet science. I think it's a gift. But yesterday, what William Scull was doing was not the sweet science, man. Let's just keep it 100. That shit was a track meet. And if we're going to talk about Shakur's performances against De Los Santos, if we're going to talk about Devin Haney's performance Friday night against Ramirez, then we got to criticize William Scull's performance yesterday, man. I mean, I get movement, I get the lateral movement, but what he was doing was above and beyond, bro. Above and beyond, bro. And we could sit here and we can criticize Canelo for not cutting off the ring appropriately. And you know he was trying. But I don't know if anybody other than Carl Lewis could have cut off the ring against this dude the way he was moving. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie, man. And I kind of knew that was gonna happen. We all kind of knew it. We were hoping that we were going to be wrong. We said it. I was on Marco's Live on Friday, yesterday during the day. Shout out to all of y'all that are in the chat. Shout out to Marco Boxing for allowing me to come on the platform. But, yo, at the end of the day, bro, we got what we thought we were going to see. Deep down inside, man, we got a snooze fest of a main event, bro. The only interesting thing that came out of yesterday, in my opinion, was the fact that now it is official. It is now official. Canelo Alvarez will be facing Terrence Crawford in September in Las Vegas because it was announced in the ring by Turki Al-Sheikh.
Straight cash, homie.
That was the most interesting part about last night, that announcement. And you knew that was coming. Terrence was in the crowd. And shout out to everybody that was at the fights on Friday that made it to the fight on Saturday, bro. Turki Al-Sheikh took care of everybody. Private jet, the whole 9 yards. All these dudes from Terrence Crawford to Mike Coppinger, they were all there in Saudi, bro. They didn't play after Friday. They got on that plane, on that jet plane, and they took off to Saudi, and they was there for that event before it started, bro. Ooh, Lord child. But, yo, it's official, man. It's going down, whether you like it or not. Terrence Bud Crawford is going for his third division at undisputed against Canelo Alvarez. That's going to take place, accordingly to Turki Al-Sheikh, on September 12th. Friday night, though. That's kind of weird. But it will be going down in Allegiant Stadium where the Las Vegas Raiders play football at. It's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be crazy, man. Shout out to Turkey, man. Shout out to Turkey. But let me know how y'all feel about yesterday's cards, man. Y'all know the deal here, man. If you're watching this live on YouTube, make sure you smash that like button. Help me out. It's free. That simple like will help get this channel out to other boxing fans so they know we rock out on the weeknights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's not forget tomorrow night. We're going to be live. We're going to be doing another call-in show, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on a Monday night because we got to go over the entire weekend. Because tonight we got Anaway on ESPN and a lot of good names on this card as well. I'm excited about this card. I guess I ain't got no choice but to be excited right after what we seen Friday and Saturday. I'm hoping for a miracle, man.
This is nasty.
Yo, for real, man. Like I'm sitting there watching yesterday's main event. And luckily I was doing a live fight chat and I was able to engage with the chat. I was fighting off spam and bots in the chat. That shit was more fun than watching the fights. But I'm sitting there like, like, what am I doing?
Have you lost your damn mind?
Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah, I feel like I need some help after that, man. I need some therapy, man. That's why I'm here with y'all, man. But, you know, the phone lines are open, man, if you guys want to call in. The phone lines are open. We got my man Frontline in the building. What's going on, champ? Welcome aboard on a Sunday afternoon. I figured I would go live a couple of hours before the Anaway card starts. I believe that's supposed to start at 6:10 Eastern Standard Time on ESPN. Again, good array of young fighters on that card. Right now, let me pull that up for y'all right now, man. Obviously, we got Naoya Inoue, the Japanese monster, one of the best fighters in the world. Pound for pound, top 5 in my opinion. Might be top 3, depending on who you talk to. He is 29-0 with 26 via knockout. He's fighting against Raymond Cardenas, who's 26-1, 14 knockouts. Dinamita Cardenas, man. I think it's going to be a good fight, man. You got Rafael Espinoza, bro. The alien. 26-0 with 22 KOs. And he's going to be on that fight, and he's going to be fighting against Edwin Vasquez, who's 17-2. You got young Dominican welterweight sensation Rohan Polanco, who is 15-0. He'll be on the card against Fabian Maidana. That is the brother of Marcos Maidana. Young sensation Emiliano Vargas, the son of ferocious Fernando Vargas. Exciting, young. People think he has superstar written all over him. I do as well. He's the goods. He'll be fighting. He's 13-0. You know, in a step-up fight. So we got some good fights tonight, man. We got some good, entertaining fights, man. You know, but will it be enough to just, wipe out that bitter taste of what we've seen the last 2 nights? Will it be enough? I don't know, man. Johnny, Hangout, Familia. You know how we do it here, Frontline. We family, man. We are family. By the way, if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the Hangout spot. If you're watching this live on Facebook as well, throw a like up there. But better yet, come on over to YouTube, man. Come on over to YouTube. Check us out here at the Hangout spot. Subscribe. Pick up the phone. Do your brother a solid. Tell a friend to subscribe. We are looking to turn this train into a locomotive in 2025. To do that, we're going to need more passengers on this train so we can just keep rocking out with the biggest and best interviews. That's how we doing it up here at the Hangout spot. But there are power in numbers. Subscribing is free. We are almost at 2,000 subscribers, and this is about in a little bit over a year, bro. We cooking here at the Hangout spot, man. We got my man Josh Sanders, 86, in the building. What's going on, big dog? Appreciate you rocking out. Again, the chat is going to be cooking later. I cannot read through all the comments and get through the questions. If you want a question asked, you're going to have to super chat it. If you want a question asked, you're going to have to super chat it. And if you want to throw a brother a donation, that's not a super chat. My Cash App is below, scrolling down below. Any donations are appreciated. Again, if you want to make sure that your question or your comment or your vent, whatever it is that's heard, you are going to have to super chat it, guys. Phone calls, I'm assuming the phone calls are going to start cooking. We're going to keep them at 4 minutes. 4 minutes. If there's nobody in the lobby, I'll let you cook a little more. But if there's people in the lobby, we got to get through everybody. So we're going to time the calls. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. And we're going out to the phone lines right now to our first caller. My brother Fight Sport Talk is in the building. My guy, welcome aboard here on a Sunday, man. Talk to me, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Johnny. Always a pleasure. I don't want to be too negative off the bat, but we have to be real. This was another poor event from Turkey. Now, once again, and of course, channels like us are going to be talking about this in detail. You can't always put it down to the promoters. The fighters do have to perform at the end of the day. But unfortunately, this was one where there just wasn't enough. There weren't enough fights that really had a lot of meaning to them, because the Canelo Scull fight, we all know that was a fight that nobody cared about, basically because no one knew who William Scull was. The Badu Jack, and I'm a Badu Jack fan, so I don't want to sound like I'm disrespecting the man, and he proved me wrong against Noel Mikhailian, but that was a fight where myself, I looked down and was like, oh, really? Jack and Mikhailian? I didn't know about. I wasn't even aware this fight was going to happen. Munguia against Suas, people, a lot of Munguia fans did not like that I said this live, but Munguia, Suas turned out to be a one-hit wonder. Now, he may go on to do something else with his career, but aside from that punch, he had absolutely nothing for Munguia. So it was a routine 12-round domination by Munguia, but you could see he didn't want to put combos together much because he was nervous about getting caught again. So it just turned into a slow fight. And Ajagba Bacoli wasn't the best, mainly because Bacoli took that fight against Parker. So it just, unfortunately, it was one of those events that, again, just didn't perform. You can put some of that down to Turkey, but overall the fights were... It was actually what I heard people on your show yesterday call it. We almost knew what was going to happen in advance, and that's what happened.
No, you're absolutely right, man. And us as fight fans, right, we love the element of surprise. But these, this card, it was predictable. I love your takes on, and shout out to Badu Jack as well. He was supposed to be fighting Ryan Rozecki when this card was announced, and he had to pull out. And this guy pulled in. I thought it was a good competitive scrap. Badu Jack is 41 and he pulled that out. So shout out to him. I totally agree with I totally agree with your Saras take. I agreed when you said it before. I agree with it now. And but give me your take on Bacoli and Effie. Are you happy with that draw?
I have to watch the fight again. My instinct was that Ajagba won. And I have to say, I was very surprised that Ajagba had a back foot game. Even though Bacoli's easy to hit, I did not think he'd be pulling a poor man's Floyd Mayweather out there. I was okay with the draw. I don't think either man really did enough to win. I felt, now it's easy for me to say as an outsider, but I felt Ajagba should have, he was big enough to where Bacoli wouldn't be able to intimidate him. And I did say this on your show. This fight will be more competitive than Bacoli turning over these prospects, because Ajagba's a big dude. So I felt that Ajagba should have stepped on the gas a bit more. But I'm cool with the draw. The only question is, because this was an eliminator, what do they do next? Do they run it back? Do they, maybe the winner? Maybe Ajagba fights Joseph Parker, who still can't get a big fight. Maybe they pull Ajit Kabayel. I don't know. It's it was an okay fight. But also just with the Canelo thing, I've got mixed feelings on this. I can't, at the end of the day, and I'm a huge Canelo critic. I don't know if I can really blame a guy who's about to be 36. Who's never been, even in his prime, Canelo was not that good on the front foot. I don't know if I can blame him for not chasing a guy who's literally running away. But at the same time, you had a guy in there who was, if it weren't for his paper championship, William Scull would have been a regional level fighter. So I felt that Canelo, he could have, this guy literally had nothing for him. He could have tried to at least make it entertaining. So, because people are saying, well, why? How can you blame Canelo? He's just fighting whoever's in front of him. It's like, if you know the division's weak, you can do more than what you're doing in there.
Totally agree, man. Again, people are going to criticize Canelo for not cutting off the ring. I think that you had to be Carl Lewis in order to be able to do that successfully for 12 rounds. This dude's mission was to not be in any harm's way. He wasn't trying to get trapped into any corner. He wasn't trying to get walked down. I mean, he did a lot of moving. And Canelo didn't do a lot of landing. A lot of people complained about that as well. But it takes two to tango. It wasn't Canelo's best performance as far as his cutting off the ring, his footwork either. He did look a step slow. And to your point, he is 37. But it was what he was. He got the victory. It's on to Crawford. Tonight, hopefully, we get a little bit more excitement. But as always, I love your calls, my brother. You got to keep calling in. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing a recap of the entire weekend. So definitely call in tomorrow night.
Thank you, Johnny. Always a pleasure, man.
Always a pleasure, brother. You my guy. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. That's my guy, Fight Sport Talk. We're going back out to the phone lines. Make sure you keep the chat cooking. If you want a comment to be read, the chat is cooking right now. You're going to have to super chat it. But right now, we are going on to my man, CJ Rich. You are in the building. Welcome to the Hangout spot, brother. Talk to me, man. Vent to me, man. You on mute, my brother. You on mute.
Shit. Okay. I can hardly hold my tongue. See, I had to put myself on mute because I had too much to say. That's all it is. But yo, thanks for having me up again, man. I love tapping in with you. But I got a few things I want to touch on now. I just heard you hop off the phone with our Australian brother. Was it Fight Sports Talk? And y'all was talking about how you can't blame Canelo for not being able to cut off the ring, right?
Yeah, he said
that. Is that correct? Is that the right take?
And I can't, not that I don't blame him. I do. I can't sit there and absolve him, right? I mean, he could have done a better job of that. He did look a little slow-footed. I said that at the end. But, CJ, how hard is it to cut off the ring against a guy that's moving that much for 12 rounds? That's got to be tough, man.
No, man. I'm trying to be fair, man. I always try to call it down the middle. We all got our favorite fighters, but I try to be objective. And if someone comes at me with some other information, I'll check myself. I'll be like, oh shit, I didn't see it from that perspective. You got a point. To that point, let me put this up in the air. Would you say the same thing about the Haney Ramirez fight? You feel me? They were saying that Haney was running and blaming him for running, and I want some consistency. Is it the runner's fault or the dude that can't cut off the ring? Who do you put the onus, the impetus on for being able to force an engagement? I just wanted to know that, and I'll give you my take.
I mean, I think it's a little bit of both, but if I had to pick one, yeah, I get your point. Maybe we should be a little bit harder on the dude that's supposed to be cutting off the ring. And the reason why I say that too, now thinking about it, is because Canelo should have expected that.
Right.
He said
it's been happening, right? It happened with oh boy.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Charlo fought the way he usually fight. Like, I thought he did a little bit more running in this fight, or moving. Let's call it moving. Okay. But Canelo should have expected that. And he said after the fight, this is why I don't like to fight guys like this that don't, that are trying to survive and blah blah. But you took the fight.
Yeah.
You took the fight, and you should have expected that. Therefore, you should have been a little bit more prepared. It looked like he got frustrated at times late in the fight. So I'll say this. To your point, yes, maybe in Canelo's case, maybe we should get a little bit more. We should give a little bit more blame to the person that is not cutting off the ring as much as he should. But I just think this was.
And I don't even want to say blame, but I get what you're saying. I don't even want to say blame, because that's like you fucking up, and you can't make the motherfucker come at you. I understand that. I just wanted to be consistent. So, okay, that's a good take. Now, from my perspective, if you're the A side, that's when you're expected to be like a level beyond him. So you should be able to make him engage, to make him fight your fight, if you will. That's what makes sense to me. If you're the A side, if you're the B side, then you're just doing what you can. Okay, cool. Now, before I get to the main event, Bacoli, let me talk Bacoli real quick. I don't want to take up too much time, but that took a whole longer than I expected.
Nobody in the back room right now, right? Nobody in the back room.
Okay, for sure. Shit. Well, I'm gonna talk my shit. Okay, Bacoli, Now, from my perspective, he got a gift draw because he did them a favor the last time out by taking that shit with Parker on short notice, and he got fucked up, and that lowered his stock. So like, we get at least gonna give you one more payday, right? That makes sense. It's politics, you know how boxing go. I mean, you're deeper in the game than I am. Cool, but I will say this: he didn't look spectacular. It was what a 6'4" is how I had it for FA, but shit. Give me 1 second. I think he deserves one more chance, and this might be reaching, but because I'll admit he's one of my favorites in the heavyweight division. But when you grow up, like I said, you would think he was on Marcos last night, and I said it. When you grow up missing meals, it's hard to keep your weight under control. You already a heavyweight, and you're trying to stay in camp, stay in shape. You didn't have a camp at all for the last fight, and you coming off of that, getting your ass whooped, and then trying to jump into this one a few months later. That might be kind of difficult. So I think one more shot. If he fucks up again, I'm done with him. But I think he deserves one more shot. Like I said, one more chance, like Biggie's girl.
I like it.
How you feel? How you feel about Bacoli right now?
I like Bacoli. I mean, listen, it was a tough. I had no issue with the draw. I don't think it was a robbery either way. Bacoli landed some really, really big shots. Effie was more of the boxer mover. He did some really good things in the middle of that fight as well. Bacoli was trying to get him to come into the middle of the ring to fight him, but again, that's not how fights are won, bro. That's not how fights are won. He did not get drawn into Bacoli's game plan to go fight in the center of the ring. That would have probably been a mistake. But man, Effie took some big shots too. Shout out to him, man.
Almost definitely. He weathered the storm. He was in trouble a couple times, 2-3 times. Yeah, I agree. So shit. Shout out to FA. He showed some heart. And that's why I think he took more damage maybe overall, but he was more consistent if you want to score it like a judge round by round. So that's where I got that from. But pretty even fight. Okay, I feel you. And Bacoli definitely looked better than he did in his last effort. So that's why I want to give him just one more shot. I mean, he thinks he's like 32 right now. When you start getting up there, you want to root for the older guy. Like, let him get one more shot. Let him get one more. He got it.
Sure.
So that's why I'm coming at from that. Okay, so last but not least, of course, the man Canelo. We already quickly touched on at the beginning that Scull was running, so you can't put that much. I don't want to use the word blame, but onus, impetus on Canelo for making him engage. But fact of the matter is, when he faced Crawford in September, it ain't gonna be no running. He's gonna pick his spots, but he's gonna be in the pocket way more often than old boy was. So I don't know, man. That's a toss up, and I'm thinking I'm gonna get the odds on Crawford, so I'm gonna go that way. But to me, that's looking more like a 50-50, like you said. 37, when you get up there, man, and he's been carrying more weight. He had, first of all, a ton of amateur experience. He's been carrying weight for more of his career than less. You dig? Because if he fighting at 168, he about 190 walking around at 5'7". Yeah, man, that seems like a heavy load. So that attrition, that wear and tear might be getting to him. So, man, I can't wait to see it. I know when it was brought up about year and a half ago, folks looking at it as a joke fight, but it wasn't no joke to me just because I look at the skill level and the eye test, maybe to a fault, but I just think Crawford is that much more skilled. And if they, at an even weight, obviously, and Crawford is slightly taller, I think he got a slightly longer reach, 1 or 2 inches. And man, I mean, I think dudes is really counting out Crawford unnecessarily. It's really gonna get heated, man. It's gonna get heated up as we count down to September, man. So what is that? We at the beginning of May, June, July, 4 months. So we got a ton of time to build up. 4 months is a perfect amount of time actually for this fight, a historic fight. And I'm gonna tell you like this: one person gonna win, the other gonna retire.
Nah, bro, that's good. That's dope, man. That's dope. I love your take, man. But I got some other callers I got to get to, my brother.
Sure. Salute. Thanks.
All right, brother. Appreciate you, my brother CJ Rich, man. I love the take, especially the future fight with Canelo and Crawford. We got some more callers, so we're gonna keep it at 4 minutes a call. But we going back to the phone lines. We got my man Mo Brains in the building. What's going on, brother? Talk to me. Welcome to the Hangout spot.
What's up, Johnny? Am I coming in clear?
Loud and clear, brother. Cook, man. Cook.
All right, perfect. I got a lot of opinions about last night's fights, bro. First off, for the Marco Verde fight, I didn't even catch it. I wasn't even able to catch it. As I understand, it was like a first round knockout. I mean, that's great. There's a lot of promise for this guy. He's an Olympic medalist. He's only 23 years old, and I really hope that they move him at a snail's pace because he's so young, man. I know today there's like a lot of pressure to move these Olympians really fast, like Keyshawn and Loma and stuff like that. But I think it wouldn't serve him right because he's got to learn. He's got to learn. Get more experience under his belt, especially if he's gonna court the Mexican audience. Mexicans don't like seeing that fucking running around point fighting shit. But as far as the Ajagba and Bakoli fight, I thought it was the best fight of the night, man. I honestly I hate watching heavyweights. I just think it's boring. There's so much pushing and shoving, a lot of wrestling. Tends to be a lot of like guys counting on their power to win the fight. And it was a chess match out there. I was like, dude, hell yeah. I was like, Ajagba, he was picking his spots. See, what Ajagba was doing was boxing. That he was picking his spots, he was keeping distance, he was moving, he took a round off here or there, he played it smart. I thought he did enough to win a close split decision. I thought he did enough. I'm not calling robbery and saying, oh, they fucking, like CJ was saying, they give him a draw to do all this stuff. Like, let's be real. With heavyweights, and it's always been with heavyweights, they can afford to take a couple losses because you put him in there, you put Bakoli in there, he's going to pull another Jared Anderson. He puts together a 3-punch combination. He's going to knock out any one of these guys. He just got to, find the punches. But I thought that was the best fight of the night. And Bakoli, I think if the Bakoli that fought Jared Anderson would have found the knockout with Ajagba. He just seemed like his gas tank wasn't there. His punches didn't have the same kind of snap. He didn't have the endurance to put his punches together like he did with Anderson. He was just getting frustrated. And by the second half of the fight, he was just gassed. He didn't have enough to go in there and get the knockout. And as far as the Munguia fight, man, I'm Mexican, and I was a Munguia fan, but the way he got starched by that Frenchman last year was an absolute disgrace. I was disgusted. I was like, bro, he was in there for 5 rounds doing everything right. Everything that Morales had him doing. He was bobbing and weaving and using head movement, body feints, hand feints, head feints, everything. He hurt Saras. He almost got him out of there. He's not the greatest finisher, so he didn't get the KO. But okay, you do that. You go back to doing what you were doing. You're doing everything right. You do go back to do what you were doing to get him out of there. And then he decided, no, I don't want to fucking do everything right. I want to throw it away, go in there, go reckless, and get knocked the fuck out. And then para acabar de chingar, he kicks Morales to the curb, goes with Reynoso, and completely changes everything. Now he's Canelo all of a sudden. Now he's just slow, plodding, stomping around in the high guard, fucking, just waiting for one big shot. And I'm like, bro, what do you mean? The one thing that that almost got you the KO in the first fight, you threw it away. And then what? It was a boring ass fucking 12-round fight. And you know what I mean?
Nah, I get it, man. I get it. I love the passion, bro. I love the passion. But yo, that's the 4 minutes, man. I gotta get to some other callers, my brother. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you chiming in, man. We going back to the phone lines. If you guys haven't fucking hit that like button, make sure you do that. We got my man Chicago Kills in the building. Welcome to the Hangout spot, brother. Talk to me. You are live. You're gonna have to unmute.
All right. What up,
There we
Johnny?
go. What up, champ? What's going on? Welcome to the
What's
Hangout spot
good?
live, bro. Talk to me.
Hey man,
Cook,
this is
bro.
dope. Okay, look. So look, man, there's a lot of things to cover. First off, I want to say, fuck CJ. Man, he looks like a little Gary Coleman with a mustache looking ass.
Y'all
And
ain't right. Y'all gotta
fights,
play nice, man. Y'all
I
gotta
know,
play
right?
nice. We all family, man.
We family, baby. But fight sports or sport fights or whatever. He's a Canelo hater. So you're gonna expect that from him. He's a little Canelo hater. And all the Mexicans be beating up his countrymen, all the little English guys. But look, bro, this weekend sucked. And Ryan Garcia, he messed up. He didn't do his thing. I like Rolly, but when he's going up against my guy, but you know what? Rolly deserved everything he got. And with all that autism talk and all that stuff, bro, I was hearing Two Tone saying that he be eating crayons and stuff like that. That stuff got to stop because that ain't right. So I like Rolly. I'm disappointed in Garcia. Maybe Garcia was cheating, and right now I don't know what he gotta do, man. But as far as all this running goes, bro, it seems like it's, and I don't want to sound racist, but it is what it is because it seems like it's all the black fighters that be doing this running bullshit. And man, dude, you ain't never seen that shit back in the day. You ain't never seen that shit back in the day. You only see it with Shakur, Haney, and now William Scull. And William Scull is what, Cuban, but he looked black as hell. And
Yeah, Cuban,
you
Cuban,
know,
Cuban.
that shit, I know everybody's giving Canelo a lot of BS for, hey, he gotta cut the ring off. You gotta bro, Canelo ain't gotta do shit. He's coming toward you. He's coming toward you. He's flat foot. He's coming toward you. I mean, he was cutting the ring off with those hooks to the body, but William Skull was doing a fucking high jump. He was jumping over Canelo. He was jumping back, jumping side to side. You could see his ugly ass face. He was scared as hell. He was scared, bro. He didn't want to get hit by Canelo. So you can't blame Canelo, bro. Like you just said, it takes two to tango. And William Skull, I mean, he was there trying to have fun. He had his kid in the audience. He's all smiles in the corner. And I could feel Canelo's pain. He's frustrated, bro. He's there to fight. He's there to throw blood and guts. Blood and guts to let's go, live or die. This is it. While all these other dudes are trying to run. Devin Haney, I mean, I don't know what the hell y'all call that, bro, but that's y'all guy. I mean, I wouldn't want that to be my kind of fighter. I mean, Jose Ramirez was there to get knocked out. Jose Ramirez was there to get beat up. Um, and Devin Haney was scared as hell. So, the turkey, I think, is just kind of, I don't know, man. He's trying to do boxing good, but he's messing up a lot of good fights with having these little side fights before the big fight. He should just throw these guys into the fire with each other, the ones who should be fighting each other, let them fight because you don't know what's gonna happen. He's paying them a little too good because now the fighters are getting that bag, getting that check, cashing it to the bank, and now they ain't showing up to fight because they already got paid. So boxing needs to do, or Turkey needs to kind of hold back some money, pay them a little up front, and then pay them after they perform. Um, I like that Ajaba Bakoli fight. I think you know what everybody's saying he's big, but I think he's too small for heavyweight, bro. Because his punches weren't hurting Bakoli, and I don't think he's gonna stand up to any of those true heavyweights. I think he's gonna get knocked out. I think he should fight Big Baby Anderson next. I think that'll be a good fight for both of them because they both aren't that big, don't carry too much power for all these top super heavyweights out there.
Mm.
I like Bacoli. Um, who else is out there? The
But that's
Crawford.
the 4 minutes though, champ. That's the 4 minutes, and I got other callers, bro.
I feel you, but I think Crawford's gonna get knocked out. Canelo's too big. Holla.
All right, that's what's up. Keep calling in, my brother. Keep
For
calling in,
sure.
man. Love it, love it. That's my man Chicago Kills in the building. We're going back out to the phone lines with my brother Mikhail B in the building. What's going on, champ?
What's up, brother? You hear
Chilling,
me?
chilling, man. Talk to me, bro. Talk to me.
Man, that's a hard act to follow, man. All the black fighters are scared running. Yeah. I hear it though. I hear it from a lot of people that don't never climb between them rings to try it out. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, this is the thing, man. William Scull made a business decision. He said, "This is my best payday. I'm probably not gonna get any of the belts from the guy who's holding all of the belts. I'm about to lose. So I could take my L, I could be a warrior, and I could go out here and I could get knocked out by Canelo. And what's that gonna do for him Monday morning? What's that gonna do for him today? Getting knocked out by Canelo, and all of you guys going, he got knocked out by Canelo, because you're not gonna say William Scull, yeah, the warrior, yeah. We don't do that for black fighters. Everybody else, we do that for. We give him the awards. He was tough. He went out on his shield. We're proud of him. Black fighters, we don't get that. Black fighters, you a clown. You got knocked out. We clown you. We make memes out of you, and then we keep moving. So that don't do nothing for William Scull. William Scull went out there. He went 12 rounds with Canelo. Canelo couldn't cut the ring off. His feet was too slow, and that's that. At the end of the day, this is the thing. Caleb Plant came to try to win with Canelo and got knocked out. Where's his credit? Nobody brings it up. Nobody says, "Good job, Caleb Plant." Now Caleb Plant gets fights after that. Because of that, promoters know that he's willing to go in there and sacrifice his body. So he has other paydays that are coming. But at the end of the day, what do we get? What you get? What you get for going in there and getting knocked out? You don't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? You don't get no pats on the back. You don't get nothing. So at the end of the day, fight your fight, do your thing, and go home with your check to your beautiful family with your brains intact. And that's just the truth of the matter. Now going forward to Bud. Bud is in a different position. Bud has his money. Bud has his empire set aside from boxing. Bud is here for one thing and one thing only: legacy. Bud never got the legacy fight that he was promised by Bob Arum. So he went out on his own. First of all, he made the fight happen with the biggest fight that he's had up to date happened with my bad. I just came from training. So you
Errol Spence?
Yes, Spence. Thank you, sir. He made the biggest fight. Him and Spence made the biggest fight. He crossed the street, made the biggest fight happen with Spence. Bob Arum wasn't doing nothing for him. So when he had the opportunity to leave Top Rank, he left Top Rank. He's now got with Turkey Al-Sheikh. He is his own boss. And what he wants is an opportunity to put a stamp and put a legacy on his career by fighting a Canelo, the face of boxing, and having an opportunity to put that stamp and show, hey, I'm the greatest fighter of this generation. I never got my just due. I didn't get my legacy fights. I didn't get my shine. I didn't get to fight a lot of there was no one there in some of the weight classes he was in at the times that he was in, no big names. And, people discredit his career as being him fighting a whole bunch of no names, nobody. And, hey, you're a big fighter in Omaha. Nobody knows you. Nobody cares. Your name wasn't big. Well, if I beat Canelo, what y'all gonna say now? So it's a different fight for him. You know what I'm saying? It's a different fight between a Canelo and a William Scull. William Scull, he wasn't looking for that. And he in a completely different situation. I'm from the island of Cuba. I don't have anything. I don't have a way out of the island of Cuba, but to fight in the box. That's it. He not looking for legacy. He wasn't looking. He didn't care what y'all think about him. He there to get his check and go home. Now, Bud, completely different. And this possibly, probably will be his last fight. You know what I'm saying? So it's a completely different situation. And this is my thing. You see how big Bud was?
Yeah, man.
Bud's bigger than Canelo.
Yeah, I said it yesterday on my live. I was like, yo, I can't believe there's not really a size discrepancy like most people think, him moving up 2 weight classes, bro. This is
everybody keeps talking about Canelo. Don't give him Canelo too big. Bud bigger than Canelo.
Yo.
Bud walked in there bigger than Canelo last night.
That shit was shocking to me, man. It was shocking, but I love to see it because, again, I want to dismiss all these people that are going to sit there and say that he shouldn't be fighting a guy because he's moving up. Maybe he's just a natural right now at this point in his life. Maybe he is comfortable moving up or comfortable fighting at that weight.
I want to speak on that. The reason why
You gotta be quick, bro. I got other callers,
I'm
brother.
gonna be real quick. But the reason why Bud is comfortable with stepping up now and fighting Canelo is this: he watched Charlo, Berlanga, Munguia. Canelo ain't finished none of them dudes. And he goes, "Oh, Canelo ain't knocking nobody out. Canelo lost his killer instinct. Oh yeah, I'm in there. You ain't gonna kill me in there. I'm in there." So that's that.
Wow.
I think that was the deciding factor for him.
Excellent point, man. My brother, you know I love your calls, man. I love your calls. You got to keep calling. But
Yeah,
I got to get
appreciate
to
you, bro.
somebody else now, bro.
Yes, sir. Let's keep
I
rolling. Let's go
appreciate you,
Hangout
man.
spot.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man. Tomorrow night, chime in. We're going to do a recap
Yes, sir.
show. All right, brother.
Yes.
That's my guy, Mikhail. And I love Mikhail's takes, man, because, you know, he's a fighter, you know, so he's giving us takes of a fighter's perspective, you know, somebody who's been in the ring. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us are quick to kind of make judgments and stuff, and we've never gotten punched in our face, you know, in a ring, man. We've never got punched in the face in the ring. I got my man Jersey Bob on the line, but hold on, Bob. Let me just catch up real quick with this super chat. We got my man CJ Rich with the $20 super chat.
Straight cash, homie.
CJ, I appreciate the donation, my brother. Appreciate the donation. He said, I bet E-Rock a rack and 100 push-ups on Crawford Canelo. Chicago erasers who won't cam up and never caught a body, in quotations. Overtalked me when I came with logic. You were there, Johnny P. He's okay for Latinos only according to Chicago, man. Y'all gotta play nice, man. We all family up in here, man. We all family, but CJ, I appreciate the $20 donation, brother. You rock. I got my man Jersey Bob in the building. What's going on, Jersey Bob Cook, bro?
What's up, man? You can see my camera?
I can see you, man. I can see you. Where you
See
at?
why
You in the gym?
I bring the gym out $5 a month. I got my son in here, a couple of my young boys in here. We in here working. I'm glad I
Nice.
followed my man. Yo, I ain't never tell these dudes don't go hard. William Scull scammed us. He like, oh, William Scull. You got paid to fight, and you ain't fight. That's called a scam. I got these boys in here working. I would never tell them boys, no, it's all right for you not to go hard. None of them do. They ain't going to the NBA. Them three dudes I got in the gym, they ain't going to the NBA. They trying to play college. My son play college ball. The other two want to play college ball. How I look telling them it's all right, take some money and don't do the job. William Scull had a job to do, fight. He didn't fight. And then you try to justify it. He picked it. Did anybody force him to get in the ring, Johnny? Anybody force him with a gun to get in the ring?
No.
You got in the ring, you took the money, and you ran, and you didn't fight. And he justifying it like, well, I'm a fighter. No, I teach these boys to go hard or don't go at all. That's why I tell them, if you ain't gonna go hard, stop playing basketball. If you ain't gonna go hard, stop boxing. That's what you should have told William Scull. Stop boxing then, if you don't want to go hard. That's horrible, man. What he did, he scammed us. I spent $90. You spent $90. I spent $90 for a fight. That wasn't a fight. What was that, Johnny? That wasn't no fight.
Man, as a consumer, yeah. I mean, I've spent $90 better in other places, man. It's just it just the bang wasn't what it wasn't worth the bang. The bang wasn't worth the buck. It just
He
wasn't worth the
scammed
buck.
us. He scammed us. And my man who's a boxer is trying to justify it like it's okay. It's not okay. If you agree to do a job, you sign a contract. This should be you do the job or don't take the money. I don't care what the job is. If you didn't want to get hit in the head, don't get in the ring. But if you decide to get in the ring with Canelo, fight him. I mean, it's horrible. The Charlo brother did it too. We supposed to be like, oh, it's okay. It's not okay. That's what's wrong with boxing. Now, I'm tied into the NBA. Yesterday, the Clippers got whooped. But it wasn't because of lack. They ain't had none yesterday. They was horrible. But them dudes ain't come there and say, when we ain't going to play. They ain't have it. They got blown out. But them boys ain't come there. Like Scull knew he wasn't going to fight. You tell me James Harden and them boys came to the game like, we ain't playing today. We just going to show up and catch. No. They got blown out, but it wasn't the same as William Scull. You know I love basketball. That game yesterday for the Clippers was a disgrace too. But I ain't gonna say them boys ain't tried. But William Scull, yes, he ain't tried at all. He ain't try to win for not 1 second, and that's a disgrace. And it's why boxing is bad in a lot of places, Johnny. So we got to fix that. But I can't believe that dude who's a boxer gonna justify this dude running. I don't know, Johnny, but hopefully tonight we get some good fights.
Listen, man, I'm praying for it, man. It's you got a lot of good young talent on it. Obviously, I'm excited. I'm an Inouye guy, and for the first time in a long time, I don't have to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning on a Monday morning to see this dude fight. It's in Vegas. It'll be tonight. So hopefully we get a good show, man, on ESPN, man. But yeah, this week I was looking forward to eating prime rib steak and all this other stuff, and I just got got a bologna sandwich, man.
Yeah.
Got a bologna
And
sandwich.
and like somebody else said, you giving all these dudes all this money, man. You seen Haney. Haney look terrible. Ryan Garcia look terrible. Shoot, Barboza look terrible. Jokers is comfortable. They making a good paycheck. Jokers ain't hungry, man. That's what I saw this weekend too. Johnny, did you see hungry fighters? Or you saw Jokers getting their highest payday? Like, man, Barboza said, "All right, I'll just take the money too." I ain't say he tried, but he was all right with taking that money. Johnny, you saw him. He didn't go all out to win. You think Barboza gave everything he had? I'm gonna win this fight.
I think Barboza knew he was kind of outclassed, and it kind of looked like the entire fight he was trying to figure T.O. out, and he was trying to solve a puzzle that he couldn't solve. So yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of, and this is what happens when you have events like this, Bob. It opens up, the perception that maybe you don't give a shit. Maybe you're just going out there fighting for a paycheck, and that's why I don't like to see what I saw this weekend, because I don't want anybody to have that perception and open up that door for people to say that. I love boxing. I'm a boxing guy, but yeah, I mean, I can't blame it. This is what we're doing today. It is a vent session, bro.
Yeah.
It's a
You
vent.
remember, and rest his soul, Emmanuel Augustus. We lost about 20 fights. I ain't never seen that boy go in the ring and be like, "You got it." If he lost, he went. He tried. He would entertain and he would try. What happened to that? Mickey Ward had a bunch of losses. You ain't never see Mickey Ward like, okay, I'm just gonna collect this paycheck. That's the old school though. The new school is just like the boxers on there. Well, I'm gonna keep my brains intact. Then don't box. There's my advice for you. Don't ever get in the ring. Then don't box. Then, if you want to keep your brain intact, it's the only way you keep your brain intact. If you sign up for boxing, get in there and fight, or don't do it. That's why I teach in school, and I'm telling them when I teach my masters, I'm like, listen, if you don't want to do it, don't do it and get an F. I'm gonna be straight up, Johnny. I'm like, listen, don't give me half ass. I'd rather you do nothing than give me half ass. I said, if you're gonna do it, we're gonna do it. If not, just sit there and do nothing. Because I don't want them to have the idea that doing half is okay. I said, if you want to do half, do none. And you see, most of them kids don't feel it. They be like, "All right, I'm gonna give you effort, Mr. Kanye." That's because they don't want to sit there and do nothing. But we allow these kids to go halfway and give half an effort, and we okay with it. That's what's wrong with our country. I'm like all in or all out. That's what I tell them. You all in with this math, or you all out. You ain't do nothing. But anyway, Johnny,
I
man,
hear that, brother.
I'm still with boxing though. I'm gonna still watch next week, watch
Of
tonight,
course.
like all of us. And I'm gonna hit you up later. Like I said, we try and get done before these playoffs. Get these boys done working out, and we go watch these playoff games, and we keep it moving. Watch the boxing tonight. All
Nah, I
right, Johnny.
appreciate
Thanks
you,
for the
brother.
time,
Make sure
man.
you call in tomorrow, brother. We doing another show tomorrow. Appreciate you, Jersey Bob.
All right, all right.
All right, man. My best to the kids, man. That's my man, Jersey Bob, in the building. I mean, we're all gonna have a difference of opinion, right? I mean, and this is what I like about opening up the phone lines. I want everybody to give their voice, their opinions, man. We all have our opinions, right? And some of us are gonna have opinions as fans. Some of us are gonna have opinions as fighters that have been in the ring. But as long as we're all respectful. But we got my man CJ Rich again with the $2 super chat.
Straight cash, homie.
CJ, appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you, man. Please describe the Puerto Rican boxing style Trinidad. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. I think the thing I can tell you is, about the Puerto Rican style is it's predicated on being a puncher. The Puerto Rican left hook is something that is very, very known in the island. It's a spotlight of most fighters. Like if you're Puerto Rican, I mean, more than likely you're probably going to be taught, to be a fighter that's going to have a strong left hook. This is why I love what Xander Zayas is doing, man, because Xander gets a lot of criticism because he's really not taking people out, but he's also showing a lot of a skill set that maybe a lot of Puerto Rican fighters, don't possess, right? Or at least at that age. That's what I'm talking about. 23, 24 years old. He's boxing, he's moving, head movement. He's changing levels, and he's getting better. And I'm not saying by any means that Xander Zayas has arrived. I'm just using that as as an analogy, because again, we get credit. I've heard fight fans, Puerto Rican fight fans criticize Xander Zayas because he's not knocking people out with the left hook. Well, maybe he's not going to be that type of fighter. Not every Puerto Rican fighter is going to have or possess or rely on that monster left hook like a Trinidad did and a Cotto did. So shout out to Xander. I'm not sure. Are you guys going back and forth about Puerto Rican fighters in the chat? Is that why that question came up? By CJ. Again, I can't read through all the comments. If you definitely want to get a comment read or you want to ask a question or whatever it is, you want to vent, but you don't want to get on the panel, you're going to have to super chat that because I can't read through all of the comments. We're cooking here on a Sunday, late afternoon, special edition of the Hangout Spot Live. We doing different things now. Y'all know we go live weeknights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's where we get the interviews. But now we're going to start doing call-in shows. We started that already this week. It was a success. I loved it. I've gotten some good feedback. But again, like anything else, man, it's got some growing pains in it. We're still trying to figure out, based on the volume of callers, how many minutes we can let people cook for. If it were up to me, I'd let you cook, for as long as you want. But I want to be courteous to everybody else. I want this to be a platform where people are not waiting a half hour to get on to voice their opinions. So we're going to kind of play it by cue. Today we're doing 4 minutes. We may have to cut that to 3 minutes. I won't cut it any more than that. I think 3 minutes, 4 minutes is good for someone to come on, get their point across, and keep it moving to the next person. Tomorrow night show, 9 p.m. is going to be a call-in show as well. We're going to talk about the entire weekend. How we felt about the entire weekend, what we took out of it, the good, the bad. Reason why I want to do that tomorrow night is because tonight, let's not forget, we got the Japanese monster that's making his return back to the United States. And we're asking a Japanese fighter to save us here in the United States, man, because we aren't happy, or at least I'm not happy with what we've seen Friday and Saturday as a paying customer. I'm not happy. I'm just not happy with the quality that we've seen out in the ring. Now, that being said, I'm not criticizing the fighters like that either. Every fighter deserves respect, but we just didn't see the type of I didn't get what I wanted to see. I was expecting a little bit bigger, especially on Friday night. I was expecting on paper those fights had the expectation to be big fights. They just didn't deliver. And neither did Canelo and Scull. I mean, I've been seeing social media posts. I mean, Canelo landed what, like 56 punches or something in that entire fight? Like, come on, man. It just wasn't good. It wasn't good to watch, but he did what he needed to do and he moves on to another big fight in September 12th. Turkey Al-Sheikh announced it in the ring after the fight that it's going to be Terrence Crawford against Canelo Alvarez Friday, September 12th in Allegiant Stadium, football stadium. The first time they've actually had a fight there. That's where the Las Vegas Raiders play. So it's going to be a big event, man. I'm hoping to be in the building for that. David Garcia, Johnny, my guy, thank you, man, for checking in with us here on a Sunday afternoon. We are taking calls. The phone line is open. If you want to call in, now's a good time because there's nobody waiting in the back room. All I'm saying is try it out, Jersey Bob. You want to get some bang for your buck, climb into the ring. Yeah, well, again, we're all entitled to our opinions, right? We're all entitled. IVS, what's going on, champ? Laughing my ass on it. It wasn't even Oscar Mayer. Oh, you talking about the comment?
This is nasty.
You talking about the comment that I made about wanting steak, but I ended up getting a bologna sandwich?
Epic fail.
Yo, it wasn't good, man. It just wasn't good. And I'm not a big bologna fan. So now you know how I feel. But, it's boxing, man. Things like this are going to happen, bro. It's still the best sport, in my opinion, the best sport in the world. It's a sport that I love. My man Weedy on the check-in. What's going on, brother?
Straight cash, homie.
Barboza was outclassed by Tio. Absolutely. Absolutely. The way I saw that fight, Tio's face was beat up, though. Yeah, but Chicago kills. Tio is a fighter that marks up easy, man. He's a light-skinned fighter and that marks up easy. There's a lot of fighters that mark up easy, and again, in the middle, in a fight, you are going to get hit. It's going. I don't really look at face damage as maybe some other fans do. There's a lot of fans that kind of really, really put an emphasis on, whoa, look at his face compared to his face. I mean, some people are going to mark up a little bit more than others. That's just, and that's just not me capping. I mean, that's just reality, man. Tio had the best performance all around. Yes, because even Rolly, I was thinking about it. And I saw a little bit of the last fight again yesterday between Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero. Yeah, Rolly's performance as a whole, like he pulled off the upset of the night. I did not see that coming at all. I don't know if there were a few of you that actually did see that coming when we did our call-in show. Before that, I believe on Thursday, I didn't see it coming. I thought the upset would probably be Barboza against Tio, even though I was going for Tio and I was picking Tio to win. But I said if any of the three, in my opinion, had the potential to be an upset, it would have been Tio and Barboza. And obviously, I was wrong. I mean, Tio wins that fight fairly, very, very easy, and he looked very good. So, performance from top to bottom, from round 1 to 12, yeah, I would say Tio. I would definitely say Tio. Because even Rolly, if you look at Rolly's performance, he won clearly, and he did a lot of good things in there. Rolly boxed. He's kept his composure, used the jab, the stab jab to the body. Obviously, the two left hooks that put Ryan down. He was disciplined. I mean, the right hand was just taped to the side of his face. He made a conscious effort not to get hit with that left hook at all the entire fight, and he didn't. He was very disciplined. He fought a really good game plan. Shout out to Ishmael Salas, his trainer. I met Ishmael, great dude, great guy. So you can say that both of them had the performance of the night, but even Rolly didn't throw a lot of punches. Like Rolly didn't even step on the gas, when after he knocked Ryan out. I mean, yeah, and I think that again, that was more of I'm going to stick to this game plan. I'm going to be disciplined. I'm not going to be reckless like maybe he's done in the past. So shout out to Rolly, but as far as skill wise, yeah, I would say Tio probably had the best performance. I don't think that could be a debate. Smokeland J. Franklin, what's good, brother? He'll skip pay-per-views with all these guys as headlines. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Black Ray Donovan, what's up, my brother? Thanks for rocking out with us here on a Sunday late afternoon. We are here live and direct taking calls. Again, now's the time to call, man. Best fight of the weekend was Bacoli versus Ajagba, Smoking J. Franklin. Yeah, probably. It was the most close fight between two guys. I mean, the heavyweights, the heavyweights really don't disappoint. A lot of people don't like to watch the heavyweights because they think they're boring. They're lead-footed. But, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I saw some good things from Effie, moving around, moving his feet, working off that jab. And I saw Bacoli land some big shots as well. But again, Bacoli doesn't have that kind of footwork to be able to hang with a guy like that that's moving around like that. Effie did what he needed to do. He fought a smart fight. And with the people that are saying he won, I have no problem with that. But I don't also have a problem with a draw either, because I don't think either way it was a robbery. I mean, David, you're going to say that Ajagba got robbed. It was a close fight, man. It was a close fight. And if we're going to sit there and say it was a 6-4 fight in favor of Effie, if you really look at it, if there was a swing round or a round that could have went either way, then it's a draw. So it's not really, in my opinion, considered a robbery. It's not really considered a robbery, in my opinion, man. But yeah, man, if you guys want your comments, it looks like the comments are cooking right now. If you want them to be read, you're gonna have to super chat. But we're gonna go back out to the phones one more time to my brother CJ Rich, who looks like he wants to get something off his chest. CJ, go ahead, man. Talk to me, bro. You got your 4 minutes, bro. You on mute, brother. You on mute.
Always Achilles heel of mine, if you will. But yeah, I just like to be respectful because don't want to come in talking over the host. But yeah, I'm not gonna take the 4 minutes. I didn't get a chance to touch on the God damn it, what fight did I not fucking the little dude that lost to Canelo and then Sriracha or
Bruno.
and not Sriracha, it's not Sriracha. How do you say his last name? Suras?
Bruno Suras.
Suras. Okay, I'll say it like that. Yeah, Suras Mangia. Yeah, man. I was disappointed, man, and I was in the chat when you and Marco were kind of calling it before his shit cut off, but it was disappointing because, like Marco said, he didn't put himself on the map. Like, why take the rematch if you ain't gonna try to bury this man and then step into that fucking title shot status? If you go 1-1 with him, you right back where you were. And ain't no more big title shots or big paydays for you. No more like co-mains, nothing like that. So I don't understand why he didn't come with the heat. I guess he figured one more payday. I already did this, so I'm just gonna stand in here and not really compete. That gets to my bigger point about the whole weekend so far. I doubt we'll see it in an Inoue fight, but I'm a land with this. These dudes that had opportunities to elevate themselves did not seize the opportunity. None of them. I didn't see not one. Let's think about it. If Ryan looked like he did off that big O, if he had his big O face on, no Tootie, that Osterine face on and laid Rolly down, man, he's that dude now, right? Because he showed he could do it on or off the drugs. I understand Haney's approach to some degree, just trying to hang in there because keep in mind, that was before Ryan fought. So he was just trying to maintain his status for the rematch, which I understand that. Obviously, due to conditions outside his control, that didn't come through. Who else could have done it? Like I said, Suras could have done it. 2-0 him. Now you're the man. Now you might get one title shot. Canelo might pick you. You feel me? Because Canelo ain't that picky. If you got enough juice, he gonna pick you. Win or lose after the Crawford, he might have picked you, but he blew that shit. Who else? Bacoli didn't step up. You dig? He could have bounced back. I called him big bounce back Bacoli, and I still think one more chance, but he didn't seize the opportunity. So, long story short, all these dudes blew their chance, man. That's just very disappointing. It wasn't very competitive. We didn't see the competitive fights. That's what boxing fans really want to see, man. We want to see the back and forth. Oh, it might be an upset. Okay. Scull came at him, but then Canelo finished him off. Cool. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to see no boring ass running fight. Canelo can't cut the ring off. And I'm not even picking on Canelo. This is the first example that comes to mind. But all these fights were fucking disappointing, man. I gotta go handle some business, man. But I love your stream, man. Salute to you. Keep building your channel. And keep rocking your merchandise. I don't care what Rocco says. I mean, not Rocco. Fucking
Marco.
What Marco says. I would support my merchandise, man. I'm rocking that. I'm promoting my brand. I feel you. So, all right, baby.
You my guy, man. Make sure you keep calling in, bro. You my guy. That's CJ, man. That's CJ. We let CJ cook again, man, because we got nobody in the back room right now. Now's the time to call. Now is the time to call if you want to call in. You want to vent. This has been more of a therapy session. I see you guys cooking back and forth in the chat. If you haven't hit that like button, make sure you hit that like button. If you're watching live on YouTube or on Facebook, make sure you hit that like on Facebook as well. Come on over and subscribe to the Hangout spot and do a brother a favor, man. Get somebody else to subscribe to the Hangout spot. This is how we doing it up here, man. It is free to subscribe, and we trying to grow this train into a locomotive so we can continue rocking out, getting the biggest and best interviews possible for you guys and the audience. But I'm really, really digging these call-in shows as well. So we may have to go live at least 4 times a week, man. because I can't forget about my bread and butter, which is my interviews, but I also can't forget about these call-in shows. These call-in shows are amazing, man. These call-in shows have been amazing, and I ain't gonna lie, I feel a little bit better, after today, because this is therapy for all of us, man. This is how we do it up here in the Hangout spot. We got my man going back to the phone lines. We got my man Mikel B again. What's going on, brother?
What's up, bro? So
Chilling.
this
What's
is
up?
the thing, right? This is the thing, right? And I don't want guys to get this confused because um I understand it's entertainment. I completely understand that you guys want to see great fights, but at the same time, it it it's a sport that you're playing with your life. You know what I'm saying? It don't measure up to these other sports. It's not basketball where you go out and you have a bad performance. Guess what? You go home to your wife looking the same exact way with your brains intact. You play football, you have a bad game. Football a little bit different. There's some injuries that come involved, but that's not the whole point of the game. Is not violence. So you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, a guy going out there, and we don't know the situations of these guys. Is the biggest point. You know what I'm saying? Like William Skull went out there. He was not going to win that fight. He didn't have the skills. You see what I'm saying? And when you're in the corner of a guy like that, right? That's in a situation. Okay, look, hey, they said they want you to fight the Canelo fight, and you got an opportunity here. Realistically, guess what this coach looked at it and said, man, he can't beat Canelo. He realistically can't beat Canelo, and he stand in front of Canelo and try to win. He probably gonna get popped. So look, this our game plan gonna be. You're gonna run around the ring. You're gonna try to outpoint Canelo and see if you can stink it up and get a win. Possibly, maybe not. If not, either way it goes, you lose your belt, you walk up out of here, and we'll see what and figure it out from there. So sometimes you make a game time decision. Sometimes you make a business decision. You're overmatched. That's the reality of this. Yesterday you talk about the Clippers game, the Clippers was overmatched. They had no chance of winning and they lost, but they all went home and slept in their wife's beds the same way that they walked in that game. William Skull being overmatched and going out there and attempting to win something that he really can't win, he might not go home the same. He might not go home to them beautiful kids he got sitting in the crowd. And that's the reality of it. And the
So
reality is also we complain about boxing, right? We complain about these fights and these guys making those decisions, right? But when you making that decision, you say, and you look at all the guys that went out there and they did that, right? And they laid it all on the line in situations where they were overmatched. That's the key word here. Overmatched. A situation where we know you're not gonna win. Not a fight that you could win and you didn't give your all. A fight that we know you're not gonna win. And they went out
so
there and they laid it on the line. Yeah.
one thing I want to tell you, I don't want to cut you off, but if you're saying that William Skull went into that fight with the mentality that he wasn't going to win or he couldn't win,
Man, they knew he couldn't win that fight,
then
man.
if he makes that type of business decision, then you can't criticize us fans for not being satisfied with the
No, no,
fact
no,
that
no,
he
no.
didn't
No,
come
no,
to
no.
win.
No,
That's
no,
what
no.
we're saying. I don't
No,
think
no.
anybody thought that William Skull was going to win. I didn't. But
No, no.
what? But
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying though. This is where the criticism comes in, right? The criticism comes in this part of it. He's in the fight. Nobody thinks he's gonna win. Nobody knows he's gonna win. Regardless, you want to see a knockout, right?
I
Or
want to
you
see
would
a
have.
good fight. I want to see a good fight. I'm
That's
not
what
one
I'm
of those
saying.
guys
You
that
would
needs
like
to
to
see
see
a
a good
knockout.
fight. There was no good fight to be had. He's an inaccurate fighter that doesn't possess the skills to challenge Canelo. There was no good fight to be had. The only other option other than him running around the ring saving himself was him to get beat up by Canelo. There was no good fight to be had. That is the business decisions that we have to make. I
Well,
know I can't win this fight. I know I'm overmatched. What do I go in here and do? Do I go in
yeah.
here and just try to survive, get my check? Because at the end of the day, it's a job. We don't fault the guy at McDonald's for not every burger that he making it the most supreme burger and the best, most juiciest burger that I've ever made ever. Because guess what? It's a job. That's the part of this that people don't understand. This is a job. It's a means to an end, man. I'm just trying to get paid and get home to my family.
No, I get that. I get that. But we're fans, and like I said, we paid for this. They didn't give us this for free.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And
And
again,
and it, and it, and it also, but it also comes down to matchmaking as well. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
As a
Yeah.
fighter, my job is to get into the ring and walk out the ring.
Mm.
That's the thing. When I first came into the game, and I'm sitting down, and I'm talking to all them old pros, and I'm talking, but that was the first thing that was explained to me, because my mentality being young was my job was to perform and make fans happy and make entertaining fights. And they said, man, you a fool. Your first job is to make it home out that ring. That's your first job. Now, while you doing that, if you can make the fight entertaining, if you can make a few people smile and laugh while you doing it, cool. But your first job is making home to your family and your kids, man. Because guess what? Ain't none of these people that's screaming and yelling and entertained about to be around when you go home.
I got you, bro. I got you. It looks like you hyped up the phone lines though, because I got some some recallers that are gonna probably go back and forth with you, man.
All right, do your thing,
So let me get to
G.
these dudes, man. I'll get right back at you, man.
Yeah.
My man Mikhail, we got Chicago Kills in the building with the I'm assuming you're gonna come back with something, but we gotta keep these quick, man. We gotta
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
these quick.
yeah. No, you can hear me, Johnny?
I can hear you loud and
Yeah.
clear, brother. Go ahead, man. I'm gonna
All
let you
right,
cook for about
so
3 minutes.
for sure. Now I ain't got nothing against Mike, who was just on there. But he's the reason is exactly what's wrong with these boxers in this generation. He's saying he's talking to some old heads in the gym. What, bro? You that's exactly what an old man's gonna tell you, bro. You talking to the wrong people. How are you gonna make a name for yourself when you just thinking about this as a job, like if you're working at McDonald's and you trying to go home to your family, bro? You ain't gonna get nowhere. You ain't gonna win no fights. You ain't gonna do anything. This is the pros. This ain't the amateurs. It's not street fight. This is professional boxing, prize fighting. And for a lot of older people like me, Johnny, Ness, we're used to seeing those good, great fighters who come in and who don't care about, I got to go home to my family. I got to make it out this ring. Nah, they going in there to fight, bro, because it's about who got the biggest balls, who is going to earn the most respect. And it's about, hey, bro, you punch me, I'm gonna punch you back. I'm gonna get my get back. I'm gonna hit you harder. It's a fucking fight, bro. Like we used to fight in the street, but you're getting paid for it and you train for it. And he's exactly what's wrong with this boxing, with this generation of boxers. We need to get out of that mentality. If you're gonna be in the fight game, then you better fucking be ready to risk it all, die, because you're getting paid millions. And if you want to make a name for yourself, you got to go in and you got to take the motherfucker that's right beside you. Got to take his ass out. You got to take him out. That's what you got to. That's what should be on your fucking mind. I got to make it out this ring by taking this motherfucker out. I got to get paid, so I got to take him out. I got to look good. And even if I lose, I gotta go out on my shield, because you know what, bro? That's how the Mexicans look at it, bro. Hey, maybe it's a culture difference, black and Mexican or whatever, but bro, we don't look at it the way you look at it, like, oh, I'm doing this for a job. I gotta go home to my family. We don't look at it like that, bro. We're going there to whoop your ass, to beat your ass. And you running from me, bro. To us, you look like a bitch. You look like a pussy. Hey, in the streets of Chicago, when you in a fight and you're running, you a bitch. Even your own boy's gonna violate you, bro. You're gonna get violations, bro. If you're running in a fight. No, man. He's what's wrong with boxing. And CJ, man, bro, CJ, I don't know, man. Maybe I should leave him alone, man. But hey, CJ, I ain't no racist, bro. You know, but if you want to call me racist, I really don't care. I'll wear the fucking shoe if it fits. I don't give a fuck if I'm racist or not. If you think I am or not, do something about it. Because in reality, I'll whoop the shit out you, bro. But
All right, man. Y'all
look,
gotta stop that,
we
man.
need
We
to, yeah,
family here, man. Come on.
for sure. We need to start as boxing fans putting these people, holding these boxers accountable for their actions. Because, like you said, Johnny, you pay for it. We're spending money. They're getting paid millions. And, bro, and we're sitting on duds. We're like, what the fuck? We're drunk and we're high and we're mad at the TV because what the fuck did we just watch? What did we just witness? There's no upside to it. We're not having fun. Boxing's going to die with these boxers and this mentality of I got to go home to my family. This is just a job. My main concern is going home to my family. Bro, get that shit out of your fucking head or you ain't going to be nothing. Hey, that's all I got, Johnny.
All right, my brother. I appreciate
Peace.
that, man. Let me get to some other callers, man. Shout out to Chicago Kills. We got Jersey Bob back on the check-in with the rebuttal. What's going on, Bob? I'll give you 3 minutes, man, because we got other callers.
What's up, man? I only need 3 minutes. When I pay for the fights and the young boys come over, when I stop paying for the fights, nobody gonna pay. Here's what the other dude was just saying, the previous caller. I'm the old head. I pay, and I have my son's friends come over. When I say I had enough, they ain't paying. So you gotta keep me happy. Listen, if you worry about going home to your family, you're doing the wrong thing. Get out of the ring. Stop boxing if that's what you're worried about. I'm dead serious. I would never let my sons box. Why? Because I don't want them to get hit in the head. But if they was gonna box, Johnny, I'm telling you right now, they would fight. We fighting. If you get in that ring, you gonna fight. You ain't running. That's the choice you make. If you choose to get in that ring, you fight. Or don't get in the ring. And that's why boxing's gonna die. Because when old heads like us, Johnny, stop paying for the fight, who gonna pay? Who's gonna pay, Johnny?
I hear you, man. I hear
And
you.
dude has to understand that. I understand you want to go home to your family, but get a different job then. Get a different. That dude, that young boy who boxes, I'm going to tell him right now, please stop boxing. Get out the ring before you get hurt, man, because you got the wrong mentality. You ain't never going to be champ with that mentality. I'm trying to go home to my family. You ain't going to win. Them fighters we saw in the past, Johnny, it was, I'm going in here. If I die, I die. That's how it's got to be. So, like I said, if that ain't how it is, stop boxing. All right, Johnny, have a good one.
All right, man. That was my guy, Jersey Bob with the rebuttal. If you guys haven't hit that like button, make sure you hit that like button and help me out, man. It's free. Get this channel out into the visibility of other boxing fans so they know we rock out weeknights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna be back at it tomorrow night, 9 p.m. with a call-in show. We also now just started this weekend. Pre-fight shows, post-fight shows. We did a live fight chat for the Canelo Scull main event last night. For those of you guys that rocked out with us, I appreciate that. But we're going back out to the phone lines. We got my man Jay up in the building. What's going on, Jay? You live at the Hangout spot, man. Talk to me.
Listen, we got something to say. William Scull, I thought he showed great footwork. What do you think?
William Scull, excellent. The
His
Cuban
footwork,
style
again,
footwork.
he's known for good footwork. The good side to side move. I mean, he did some good things in there. In my opinion, though, Jay, he overdid it.
But
You
why
know,
didn't Canelo cut off the ring? This has been a problem that's been ongoing for a long time now.
you listen, it goes both ways, right? You need two to tango, right? You need two to tango. Canelo, it wasn't his best night as far as cutting off the ring. And Canelo notoriously in the past has been a guy that has been a really good fighter at cutting off the ring. But he's also getting up there in age. And I don't know. I just think that this guy was moving way, way too much. I don't know what fighter, and you tell me if I'm wrong, what fighter would have been able to successfully for 12 rounds cut this guy off. He was doing a lot of moving.
Didn't Conor Ben stop this guy in sparring a few weeks ago?
I'm not sure. Did he? That's what they were saying.
He did. That's what they've been saying. But you're
Okay.
telling me Canelo can do nothing with this guy?
Yeah, man. It just he seemed to, again, and I said this before the fight on one of my shows. Canelo likes guys that are there that are not hard to find. So my criticism of Canelo is if that's the case, then why did you take this fight? Because William Scull is a notorious mover. We kind of all seen this coming. Like I knew this was going to be the type of fight that he was going to fight. There was no way he was going to stand toe to toe or stand in the pocket for the entire fight. So I blame Canelo for even taking this fight. Like I'm not absolving Canelo, but what I will tell you is, like I said, this guy did a whole lot of movement, and in some cases, man, you know, he didn't even have to move as much but he did. Go ahead, I'm gonna let you cook, man. This is your call.
Yeah, so
Jay,
he was
did you
moving a
cut off?
lot. Obviously, he was scared to get hit, and that's the right thing. We cut off for a little bit, but we're back now. Can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear, man.
Yeah, so like you said, he was moving a lot because he didn't want to get hit. Obviously, that's rightfully so when you're facing someone like Canelo Alvarez who can bang. However, how do you think Canelo would do facing up against Crawford based on what you saw yesterday?
I'm not tripping. Like, there's a lot of people now based on this performance yesterday that are saying, well, now Crawford washes this guy, right? Because this is what we do as boxing fans, right? It's what have you done for me lately? But let's not forget that there was a lot of criticism on Crawford's last performance. There were a lot of people after that win over Madrimov that were saying Crawford doesn't deserve to be in the ring with Canelo, let alone move up 2 weight classes. You know, Canelo's going to walk right through him. And now after yesterday, you got the opposite end. You know, people are talking about, you know, Canelo getting, stopped potentially against Crawford. I think stylistically it's going to be a better fight, a much better fight. Crawford will move because he's going to have to. But Crawford is really good at slipping and punching and stuff like that. He's a very smart fighter. I like this fight. I really like this fight. How do you like this fight?
I love this fight.
Mm.
Love
Mm.
with this type of intensity.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Now, and another thing, I don't know if you noticed, but when they stood face to face in the ring, I didn't really see any size advantage for Canelo, man. They look like two guys that could potentially fight tomorrow in that weight division. And let's not forget, Crawford's moving up 2 weight classes, man. What did you think about that when they sized up against each other?
Nah, man, I gotta disagree with that one, man. I was looking at Crawford's neck. His neck looked skinny, man, compared to Canelo. He had that thick neck, thick set shoulders, broad. Crawford a bit taller, but much skinnier, man.
Yeah, so obviously Crawford's height wise, I'm not worried about Crawford, but like if you look at Canelo's neck compared to Crawford's neck, there's a big difference in shoulders and neck, and even the size of the head.
Okay. Okay.
Canelo's head size looks a bit bigger, but Canelo's is not as tall as I thought he was when he stood next to Crawford. I think Crawford's a taller guy, so it's an interesting one. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it will be a problem, the weight and all that, or? I think
Man,
skills pay the bills. Crawford should be able to deal with him.
yes, if there's anybody that can pull this off, it's Crawford, right? I mean, skill wise, unquestionable skills. To me, Jay, it's never been a skill thing with this fight. When it was announced, my biggest issue was the size disparity, right? You're not moving up 1 weight class, you're moving up 2, okay? Number 2 is you're not moving up 2 weight classes to fight just any fight at 168. You're moving up to fight arguably the face of boxing in some people's eyes, right? Number 3, it's not about skill. To me, it's about punch resistance, right? And I bring up that punch that Canelo landed against Berlanga, that left hand that just put Berlanga down in the 3rd round. If Canelo lands that same shot at Crawford, hypothetically, does Crawford take it or not? I don't know. So that's my question mark with the whole size disparity. The punch resistance. Is
Why
Crawford going to be able to take
why have you
Canelo?
seen to me you think that Crawford won't get up from that punch? Why are you saying you think that Crawford even go down from that punch?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. That's the question I'm asking. So if he lands that punch solid like he did against Berlanga, does Crawford take it? Does he go down? And if he goes down, does he get back up? That's the question that I'm asking all fight fans because I don't know. So I'm asking you guys.
Yeah, I mean, who's the last person Canelo Alvarez has knocked out? Do you remember?
No, it's been a while. It's
been a
been a
while.
while, but a
Is
lot of
that
the
because
guys
of the
that Canelo
age?
has fought, like Berlanga
Is
was a
that
much bigger
age,
guy in weight.
homie?
Crawford's a smaller guy, like you said.
Crawford's a smaller guy, but he ain't your average smaller guy. This guy's a super great smaller guy.
So then you kind of agree with me that they look that they actually looked very, very similar in stature, other than the neck. You said, right?
Yeah, I mean Canelo has bigger neck, but Crawford is a taller guy and he knows how to use his height and reach. Definitely.
The key
Crawford
is,
so
I guess, the key is Jay is
fast.
not to get hit with that punch, right? Crawford's got to be smart, and not get hit with a punch like that. But Canelo's also going to work the body, so
But
those are all questions I have.
my
Mhm.
brother. I also the same way you see Canelo hitting Crawford with that punch. I see Crawford hitting Canelo with the same punch that Crawford hit Kell Brooks. I'm not sure if you remember. It was
Great,
like a
great
1 inch
point.
ninja punch. It was like a
Great
1 inch
point.
Bruce Lee punch. I think he can hit Canelo because Canelo struggles against southpaw. If Crawford switches southpaw, which he's very good at doing, I feel like he might hit Canelo with that 1 inch right jab, and he does it like a ninja. He's like a black belt. He's like a kung fu artist, like Bruce Lee. You know what I mean? If he does that to Canelo's a bit short and stiff. Don't get me wrong. One thing Canelo does have is the left hooks. You see Canelo's hooks? He's got one of the best hooks of all time. But apart from that, he's a bit short. He's a bit stiff, a bit too much muscle. Now he's getting old. And according to yesterday, Canelo looks a bit slow now.
Yeah, for sure. No, you bring up a good point. It works both ways. I don't want anyone to feel like I'm debating against you. I mean, I'm looking at it at two sides, but I'll come back with this, and I'll say the same thing I said about Crawford, right? Punch resistance, right? Is Crawford going to be able to take that punch? Now, in turn, will Canelo be able to take that same punch from Crawford? I would say absolutely yes, because when is the last time we've seen Canelo hurt? Canelo arguably has the best chin in boxing.
That's
So
true.
I don't think that Crawford stops him. Crawford would have to outbox him to beat him. Can he do it? The skills are there, but
Yeah, right.
again, punch resistance is what
But
I
you
worry about.
don't think Crawford can hurt Canelo?
No, I don't know if he can hurt him. No, as far as stopping him, hurting him, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
No, I don't see that. I could be wrong, but I don't see that.
I hear what you're saying. I do hear what you're
Yeah,
saying.
no, I could be
Because
wrong, but I do not
I
see
do
that.
feel like Canelo has a better chin than all the guys Crawford has fought.
Absolutely, it's not even quite.
Like,
Canelo probably has the
yeah,
best chin in boxing right now.
in the whole
Top
boxing.
two.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
top two.
Because he's got a big head as well, and it
No,
helps.
top two. And this is what makes this fight so intriguing, right? I can't wait till we get closer to this fight so we can start, doing shows about it and getting callers on it. Right now, it's really, really in the infancy stages. We just got it announced, so it's fresh and new. But as it gets closer, it's gonna be crazy, man. Jay, this was a fantastic call, man. Thank you for calling in, man.
Respect, big man. Appreciate you for having
You got
us.
to keep calling in, brother. We're doing a call-in show tomorrow, bro, to recap the
All right,
weekend.
for sure, my brother. For sure.
Appreciate you,
Hopefully, I
Jay.
come fly over to your side, New York, and we link up, man.
Let's get it. Let's
For
get it,
sure,
bro.
homie. Rastafari.
You know it, brother. You know it. That's my guy, Jay, in the building, man. Appreciate the phone call, bro. I love these phone calls, bro. You guys were cooking today, man. You guys were cooking. Let's go. Got some super chats. CJ Rich again with another $2.
Straight cash, homie.
CJ says, been to Cali. I help you cheat with a Mexican chick. I don't know if you're talking to me, bro. You ain't talking to me. You talking to somebody else in the chat, bro.
This is nasty.
CJ, I'm good, bro. I'm happily married, man. Happily married. I'm good. This is why I'm not interested in the Bud Canelo fight. After the last two performances, I expect a lackluster fight. That's IBS, my bro. Yeah, man. It's interesting, man. And this is what boxing is, right? What have you done for me lately? I remember clearly Bud's performance against Madrimov. People were shitting on it to the point that they were like, he doesn't belong in the ring with Canelo. He better not take that Canelo fight because Canelo will walk right over him. Fast forward now. Mind you, he hasn't been in the ring since that fight. Fast forward now. Canelo's performance yesterday. I was on social media, man. I've heard, I listened in on a couple of podcasts the last 24 hours, last night in particular. Bud's gonna walk right through Canelo, bro. Canelo, he ain't got nothing left. Look at him. He couldn't cut off the ring, blah, blah, blah. He couldn't hurt Scull. I mean, this is why I love boxing, man. Sorry, this is why I love boxing. But it is what it is. I'm I got to be honest. When it was first announced a while back, I wasn't really excited about it. To me, it wasn't the fight that I wanted. I've always wanted. I've made that clear that I want Canelo against Benavidez, but it's that's pretty clear that that may never happen. So this is a good consolation prize. But now that it's getting closer, I'm a little bit. Well, I'm actually a lot more amped up for it, man. I'm actually a lot more amped up for it. So so it was good that they actually announced that. Clarissa, what's going on, Clarissa? I don't love the fight, but I'll take it. Exactly. I mean, I actually like it though. I like it a lot more today than I did. If you would have asked me this 6 months ago, I would have been like, okay, it is what it is. Another guy moving up a couple weight classes, going to get a bag. Maybe regardless of win or losing, he's probably going to retire after that, right off into the sunset because he's got nothing else to prove. Crawford looked like he eating good. Mo Brains, yo, I agree, man. Like, yo, Crawford didn't look like to me. I know Jay mentioned the neck and all that. I didn't really pay attention, that, I didn't really look at it, with a microscope, but just first impression, just them standing face to face. Man, it looked like they were both, at the same weight class, man. It didn't look like Crawford was 2 weight classes below. That's just me looking at it. Again, I gotta maybe see it again, maybe tune in with with a microscope, like Jay did. Bud looked fat. Chicago Kill said Bud looked fat. I don't think he looked fat, man. I just think he's been eating a little bit better, and he has to. He has to, man. Let's not forget, man. This fight is at 168, but a lot of people forget. What will Canelo walk into weight-wise that fight the next day? 185? What about Crawford? I really don't see Crawford walking into that ring, 175, 180. I don't see that, but I do see Canelo rehydrating. He's done it in the past. Canelo was looking at that boy like food. Yeah, man. I saw an interview that Canelo did with I believe it was Fight Hub TV that posted that. Shout out to my people at Fight Hub TV. And they asked him what he was saying to Crawford in the ring when they faced off. And he said, let's make a good fight. I hope we can make a good fight, and it's not like this one. Like he wants Crawford to fight him. Canelo likes to fight guys that are not hard to find. He likes to fight guys that are not hard to find. A lot of questions, a lot of chatter going on up in here. I can't read through all of these, but if you guys wanted a question or something to be answered on future shows as well, man, I hate to be like this guy, but you got to super chatter, man, because there's so much chatter going back and forth. I cannot kind of sift through all of these to pull the questions out or the comments that I think that everybody wants read. Super chat is the best way to make sure that your comment or question is read, especially when we have guests. When we have a guest and you guys want to get a question in for one of our fighters or trainers or whatever it is, you got to go super chat now. And that's because we're starting to cook, bro. More viewers, more comments. That's a good thing. I'm loving it. Love that you guys are here aboard with me on this call-in show. This is the last call right now, though. Last call for callers. Last call for callers. If you call twice, though, I'm gonna have to, move on to somebody that hasn't called. Alberto is in the check-in. What's going on, Alberto? Appreciate you, my man. Yayan is in the building. Yayan is in the building. What's going on, Yayan? My sister, 1212 Sports Society, is in the building. What's going on, sis? She's doing it up on TikTok, doing her lives. Fight breakdown, sis. I was hoping that you would have came on a little bit earlier so I could you can call in. We were open. We had the phone lines open. We had the phone lines open. We were taking calls. We were venting about what we've seen so far on Friday and Saturday. We are hoping that Naoya Inoue, the Japanese monster, bails us out tonight and gives us something exciting. Because we were all very, very underwhelmed, or at least most of us were very underwhelmed with what we've seen on Friday and Saturday. But hopefully tonight is a lot better. My sister's doing it up. Make sure y'all follow my sister on TikTok, and I believe she also has a YouTube channel as well. Can't wait till the fight tonight. Absolutely, same here. I'm a big Inoue fan, so let's hope Cardenas could come to the plate, come to the table, and push Inoue, man. David Benavidez is not hard to find. Exactly. That's a great fight. I don't understand why Canelo don't take it. Why doesn't Canelo take that fight with Benavidez? They asked him after the fight why he's taking the Crawford fight. And he said, because the fans want to see it. My brother, the fans want to see you and David Benavidez. Why didn't you take that one?
This is nasty.
That's nasty work, man. That's nasty work. We need to see Canelo and David Benavidez, bro. Canelo Scull?
This is nasty.
Terrible. Terrible, man. Terrible. That's the prayer Inoue saves the day. My subscribers all feel the same. Yeah, man. My sis doing it up. Yeah, I truly appreciate the Tyson glove. I want to put you in a remake of The Last Samurai. Yo, we're going to start doing some raffles here, man. I got some Hangout Spot t-shirts. I'm trying to get an inventory, man, so I could get them out there to you guys, and you guys can purchase and help support the movement here at the Hangout Spot. So I'm trying to work on some inventory and some t-shirts, but in the meantime, I'm probably going to be raffling off one tomorrow in the call-in show. So make sure you are here. Make sure you are here tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are opening up the phone lines, and we're going to talk about the entire weekend in totality. Because at that point, obviously, we got a chance to see what happens tonight with Inoue and that fight card. I'm excited about that fight card, man. Rohan Polanco, undefeated young welterweight from the DR, is going to be on that card. You got my man Naoya Inoue, the monster, the Japanese monster. Top 3, top 4, top 5, depending on your pound-for-pound list. He's doing it up, making his return to the United States. For once, I don't have to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, to watch this dude fight on a Monday morning. You got Fernando Vargas' son, Emiliano Vargas. He's going to be on the card. Exciting young prospect with star potential. So tonight's going to be, hopefully, tonight's going to bail us out, man. Scull is a track star. We talked about that earlier, sis. Preach. I appreciate you. Appreciate the love and support. I got to get my sis on here one day, though. I got to get my sis on here so we could talk that boxing shit, man, because she be doing it up over there on TikTok, man. Love the energy. Love the passion. Definitely try to call in tomorrow, sis, to the show. This weekend has been underwhelming. We got my man VINYC said, go Knicks. You a Knick fan? You know, I'm a Brooklyn Net fan, so I can't rock with you, bro. But, yo, good luck to y'all. Badu Jack got the job done. Yup. Jay Franklin, he sure did. Shout out to Badu Jack, 41 years old. Got the job done. I love it. I'm an old guy, so I love it. I'm an old head. My man Vincent Rivera, what's going on, chat? Appreciate you rocking out on a Sunday afternoon, bro. This is how we do it up. If you guys haven't subscribed to the Hangout Spot on YouTube, make sure you do that. Hit those notifications so you know when we're going live, because now, yes, we do live shows weeknights, usually Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays now, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But tomorrow we go on Monday night so we can recap the weekend, and we're going to do a call-in show. And we're also doing now, spur of the moment, we're doing live fight chats. Thank you to all those that join my live fight chat tomorrow, you heard me? That joined my live fight chat last night. We did the Canelo Scull live fight chat. It was dope. You guys kept me awake. I didn't have to pinch myself because that thing was putting me to sleep. So I appreciate that. We're going to start doing some more of that in the future, live fight chats. We're going to start doing pre and post shows depending on the time and who's fighting. We did a post show recap where I took callers on Friday night after the debacle that we saw in Times Square. So we did a little bit of venting there. This is how we do it up here at the Hangout Spot, man. Great interviews, great shows, callers, therapy sessions. You guys subscribe, you guys follow, you guys are all in the chat. Y'all family, man. Y'all family, man. For real, man. But it's been a great show. Thank you to all the callers, stock chasers. What's going on? Appreciate you, Brooklyn Nets fan. It's nasty work. Yeah, man. Trust me when I tell you, I'm not happy to say that, bro. But I was born and raised in Brooklyn. Born and raised. I live in Florida now, so I do support the Magic. And even they got their asses whooped in the first round. But I'm not really a big NBA fan like I used to, man. The game is just so different and watered down. I'm an old guy, man. I'm an old-fashioned guy. I like sports the way it was when I was growing up, in the 80s and 90s, when sports was really sports. We talk about the golden era of boxing. Again, totally different than what we see in the day. These guys move in a totally different way than they moved when I was a fight fan growing up. But, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. You guys are going back and forth, man. Y'all got to remember, man, Bronx Finest 179 was going on, champ. Canelo needs to stop ducking David Benavidez. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. Bronx Finest. That might be my man, Ralphie. I think that's my man, Ralphie. It might be. If he said Nixon 6, that's definitely probably Ralphie. I'm not sure. Man. But yeah, I don't really rock with basketball no more, man. It's just a different game. It's watered down. I mean, the inmates run the asylum. These guys trying to team up with each other to win championships. I'm not flopping, no defense, 3-pointers all over the place. Final scores 155 to 145. I got no time for that, man. I got no time. I knew it. I knew it was Ralphie, bro. Ralphie, I appreciate you rocking out, brother. I appreciate you rocking out. Absolutely, bro. The game's changed, bro. Again, to me, it's all boxing, bro. The NBA is way soft, bro. It's a 6-pack of ass, bro.
This is nasty.
So I don't really rock with it like that no more. Even baseball, man. Baseball changed too. I don't really rock with it like that either, man. I'm a casual when it comes to that. But boxing is hardcore. That's what gets the blood flowing. This is why I've been so upset with what we seen on Friday and Saturday night. But I appreciate all of y'all. This was an absolutely awesome show. We did a call-in show. Thank you to all the callers that tuned in. Enjoy the fights tonight. Hopefully we get what we want to see tonight, which is a little bit more entertainment, something we haven't seen the last 2 nights. But tomorrow night, we are back at it, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call-in show. Get your calls in. Depending on how many callers, I expect a lot of callers tomorrow. We might cut the calls to 3 minutes so we can get to everybody, but it's going to be an absolutely fantastic show. I can see that now because my viewers, my community members, my subscribers, y'all always come out for me. Y'all never disappoint me, man. And that's why I'm here to give y'all the biggest and best content that I could possibly give y'all. I'm not trying to disappoint y'all either. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the show. But as always, this is your boy Johnny signing out from the Hangout Spot Live, and I'll see everybody tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Make sure you're there. Peace.